Happy 2026, you guys. We have made it into a new year. I don't know about you, but I love a fresh start, a new year, a clean slate, new goals, a new planner. Oh my gosh, a new planner. I don't know what it is about planners, but I love them. I research them like it's my job. And this year I have a brand new planner. It is from Popflex. You know, the founder of Blogilates. She makes athletic wear, the purple skirt that Taylor Swift wore, purple tennis skirt. She also has another company called Popflex, and she makes planners. And I got her Fit Planner because this year for me is going to be a lot more personally about some fitness and getting back in shape. I am when I started 2025, I was still under that 1 year postpartum, and I don't do anything drastic in my first year postpartum. I do get moving. I have some postpartum programs that I follow and some core things like that. But as far as like calorie deficits and really strenuous like cardio and things like that, I really don't touch it. My main goal for the first year of my child's life is to feed them. And I notice that when I do anything too dramatic with my calories or my body and stress it out, that my milk supply plummets incredibly. And so I was not going to risk that with baby number 3, my very last baby. So this year is the year that I'll be focusing a little bit more on fitness in my life and paying attention more to what I'm eating, things like that. So I thought this Fit Planner would be fun. It's the first time I've ever used it. If you're following along on YouTube, you can see it here. I have had to spend the last week pretty much getting to know it because it is so different. I used the last 2 years, I've used, let me grab it, the Happy Planner. And they have Disney themes, and I love that. But when I went to go get the Happy Planner this year, it was sold out. I went too late. I actually wanted to get a Harry Potter themed one for 2026. They were gone. And I couldn't wait any longer. So the Fit Planner is what we went with. Things I love about it. This is not supposed to be about the Fit Planner, but maybe we'll just make this episode about the Fit Planner. It has things that bring me joy in 2026, things that deprive me of joy. When I feel like giving up, unmotivated, not enough, I need to blank, blank, blank. You fill in the blanks. I feel most resilient and driven and beautiful when I blank, blank, blank. It kind of gives you this really nice setup for 2026. It has you write down a short-term goal, a long-term goal, and your biggest dream, visions for 2026. And then what's really cool is it has just like the Happy Planner, it kind of has some monthly intentions. So like January has its own little page where there's like the main goal, or in the Happy Planner it had like 3 goals for the month. What's cool about this Fit Planner is it does have a habit tracker, 31-day habit tracker, and then a cycle tracker, which as a pelvic floor physical therapist, I do really love that. You can kind of write in where you're at in your cycle and what part of the cycle you're in. It might help you with your, self-love. If you are really angry or feeling just anxious or crampy and your body needs rest, you can kind of watch that. And that's so nice. So cycle tracker. And then there's also some monthly measurements. So if you're like me and you're kind of on a fitness journey of getting your body to be stronger and better able to run with my 3 children, I have some body goals, some strength goals. I have things like that I'm working on. It has a month overview. It has a whole week just devoted to like your workouts. So you can plan your workouts and how strenuous they are. So at the beginning of each week, it has the week planner for your workouts. And then it goes on to like each day. And on every day, what's cool is it talks about your mood every day, the hours you slept every day, your water tracker every day. You can put in what you ate for all of your meals and snacks every day, and a to-do list for every day. So if you're like me and you have pieces of paper everywhere on your desk with your to-do lists, you do not have to do that anymore. It's right here in your planner. So I am really enjoying it. We'll see how I get. This can be overwhelming to some people because there's so many things to check off. But with things that I want to track, like my water intake, that is one of my goals this year, is hydration. I started working on it last year. I think I'm getting into a pretty good rhythm this year. And so it is so nice. I'm telling you, I have a scatterbrained mind. Here we are on Tuesday, and one of the things I have on here is film my word of the year episode for the podcast and for YouTube. And so I have my to-dos, things that I want to get done. I submitted my December internet bill to my, work so that I could get reimbursed for that. That is done. It was on my list. I got to cross it off. Most of the time I say that to myself for like several days in a row and I never actually get to it. So anyway, Happy New Year, you guys. I hope you're excited as I am for this new year to start. Again, like I said, love goals. I love fresh starts. I love new planners. This is the Fit Planner by Popflex. Not sponsored, maybe in the future, but I love it so far. This is only like week 1.5 of really using it. So today, I really wanted to talk about words of the year. What are words of the year? Why do people pick words of the year? Do words of the year make a difference in anyone's life? And let you know what I chose for my word of the year. Let's get into today's episode. Every year, my church starts talking about picking a word over your life and over your family's life. And they start this, end of November, early December. And I really struggled this year with picking my word. It's been about 6 weeks since the topic started or was introduced to me, and I have just now, as of like 2 days ago, picked my word for the year. And you may have heard people say, my word for the year is blank, growth or abundance. And those are words that I have had in the past. I think a lot of people choose them as like a guiding theme for their year. It helps them filter maybe their decisions with using this word that they want in their life. And it can be spiritual or not, but I think it's just a really good like personal anchor to what you want for yourself, your family in that year. Now, unlike resolutions, it's not about perfection. It's not about having this specific goal and meeting this goal. It's something that kind of grows with you. And honestly, I can say that a lot of times we pick this word with something specific in mind, something like growth, for instance. Like I would have picked growth because I wanted my business to grow and I wanted to have to hire somebody, onto my team. And then you realize at the end of the year that the growth was maybe going through a hardship where maybe you had to readjust some things in your business, and it could have been something that benefited you so much more than you thought it would have, but it wasn't the growth that you initially set out to have, right? And I really feel like God works that way in our lives. So I think that picking a word of the year is always so interesting. And I think oftentimes we pick a word, but we might not actually carry it out throughout the year. That's something that I want to work on this year. And I'm going to tell you a few tips that I have for keeping my word fresh in my mind and carrying it out through the entirety of the year, and how I'm going to apply it to my life in different ways. My first question to you is, have you chosen a word, and what is it? Drop that down in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube. I would love to hear your words. My next question is, do you pick a word instead of doing New Year's resolutions, or do you do both in some form or fashion? I like both. That's just me. I love goals, like I already said, and I think the word just kind of helps that overarching theme of my life for the year. This Sunday, I was sitting in church and I had been thinking about my word for the year, and I just still hadn't picked anything. And lo and behold, they flashed on the screen about 50 different words and had the pastor kind of pray over them and pray for people. And one of the words up there, I read through them and I was like, that's it. That is what I've been asking for actually for years. but didn't know that that was the word that I wanted. I kept saying like I needed guidance. I needed like direction. I needed to figure out what to put my focus on. I feel like I have so much stuff going on, and I know a lot of you mamas feel the same way, that I cannot figure out what to do first. Hence the to-do list. I love the to-do list because I just can't keep everything straight in my brain. But this word kind of encapsulates all that I was feeling, and I feel like this is what God is asking of me in this season. And my word of the year is discernment. So discernment is the ability to see clearly, to judge wisely, and to choose what aligns with God's will, not just what's good, because we have a lot of good things in life, but what is best for us. I love this because I feel like I have had so many directions that I want to go. I have so many things pulling me each and every way. And I've really been needing discernment to say, God, what is it that you have for me? I'm going to show you what I've kind of created with this word. Of course, I love ChatGPT. So I threw my word discernment into ChatGPT to kind of ask for a few specific things. One of them was a discernment prayer. This is something that I can use in my morning routine or evening routine, but here is what it reads. God, give me eyes to see clearly and a heart that listens. Help me discern what is from you and what is simply noise. Guide my decisions big and small. Teach me to act, when to wait, and when to release what no longer serves this season. I trust you to lead me with wisdom, peace, and clarity. Amen. And I love that. I love that ChatGPT just like gave me this discernment prayer that I can use weekly, daily if I want to. Another thing that I asked for was for an affirmation, because I do love affirmations as well. I kind of think of them as prayers, but pick your word and throw it in there and ask for a daily affirmation. So here's my discernment affirmation. Today I walk in discernment. I choose wisdom over urgency, peace over pressure, and alignment over approval. I trust God to guide my decisions, and I give myself permission to pause, listen, and choose what is best for this season. So I just wanted to say too, one of the reasons I chose discernment is because of all these different directions. And I know that in my life, I can't do it all. I can't run the podcast. I can't have the YouTube channel. I can't have my pelvic floor physical therapy business. I can't have my online fitness presence. I can't do my 9-to-5. I can't be a wife and raise my 3 kids all at the same time. It's just impossible. It really is impossible to do that myself. I have been trying, and it has been not very successful. And I am praying for the discernment to choose the right path, not to waste my time with the things that I want to do that are not going to be in alignment with God's will for me. And I know God has a plan for me. I know that He has chosen me with a purpose and that He has something in mind, because I don't feel like you get that calling in your heart, that nudge in your heart, unless God has called you. I do feel like the Holy Spirit has prompted me to be a light to mamas, to that women's population, that motherhood time period, whether it's pregnancy or postpartum. And I have just tried to be figuring out like how I can implement that, how I can be that for people in an effective way that honestly, it has to benefit both of us, right? I want to be someone that can be a light to other people, but I also need to be able to have the time to do it and the resources to do it. So it's something that I have struggled with. I'm just really praying that God will help me through this year, just kind of figure out what are the big things that He wants me to focus on? What are the steps of faith that He wants me to take? What are the actions He wants me to take? What I'm going to do with this word discernment is also break it into an area of my life a month. So again, we're talking about, you pick this word for the year and it's like, how do you actually keep that word fresh? So we've got the prayer, we've got an affirmation, and now how about these, like a 12-month, it's almost like a content calendar, right? A 12-month discernment theme. My first month is going to be discernment over perfectionism, only because I hesitate to complete things or even start things because I don't feel like I'm prepared. I don't feel like I'm ready. So I'm just going to scroll through these few things that I have kind of already picked out for the year, and let me know if they resonate with you as far as something that you could apply your word to. So perfectionism, discernment in relationships, discernment in boundaries, which can kind of go with relationships if you want to put those together. Discernment in movement and nutrition. Discernment in motherhood. Discernment in business. Discernment in rest, or like summer rhythms. So thinking about like June, July. Discernment in family travel, if you're doing any type of family travel. Discernment in routines and flexibility. This is going into August, so end of summer, into the school year. Discernment into work and calling. Maybe you have a side hustle. Discernment into those areas starting in that early fall. Discernment into health, wellness. We kind of talked about movement and nutrition, health, hormones maybe. Discernment in gratitude and contentment in November, of course. That's so fitting for November. And then discernment in reflection and release. So I am really excited to use these categories. They may change a little bit over the course of the year, but that's kind of my start at least. Again, ChatGPT is a great prompt. If you don't know what categories you want to put your word into, I highly recommend asking it. It should be able to kind of flesh something out that's like according to like how the calendar actually goes. And I think that that's really fun. It makes sense how it's laid out. So I think when you take each of these monthly categories, then you can dive deeper into how it affects you, what that looks like. Discernment in perfectionism. Is it because, like, just even maybe figuring it out for yourself, like, why do I hesitate? Is it because I don't feel like I'm prepared? Is it because I don't feel like the information I have is worthwhile? Like, what is it about the perfectionism that holds me back from doing the things that I want to do most? And is it something that I need to just put to the side? Is it something I need to not do anymore? And so I think that that's going to be really exciting to go month by month with my word and carry it throughout the year. So another way to remember your word, and these are just some other ideas, would be to make a lock screen on your phone so that you can see it every day, multiple times a day. Write it in your planner. I have it on my like beginning of the year right now, and then like for each month I'm gonna have like the category that I am having discernment in. So discernment in perfectionism is gonna be my January. You can put it on a sticky note near your computer, by your coffee, wherever you're gonna see that daily, just to remember that. And then obviously we talked about the affirmations and the prayer. That will also help. If you are a content creator, you can make content around your word. How great is that? Thinking about ways that you can present this to your audience, I think is a good thing. It's also another way to just really keep it in mind. I am really excited to get back into podcasting, to get back into YouTubing, to get back into blogging. Like, it's all coming back together this year, 2026. I am intentionally setting aside the time in my planner each week, and life just really had shifted after my son was born. So here he is, he's a year and a half old right now. Things are really starting to get back into a more normal rhythm. I'm sleeping at least 6-ish hours at a time at night now, which, you know, if you're a parent, you know that sleep is something that just is fleeting sometimes for that first year-ish. And so it feels really good to be back into some of the things that I love. I know I love creating, and I think that that is innate from like the divine. I feel like God is the creator, and he loves and delights when we create as well. And I just feel very connected when I am doing that and feeling like I am serving the purpose that I am called to do. And this season feels really aligned and really grounded, and I feel like we're on the right path. If this episode encouraged you, if it challenged you to maybe pick a word, I would love for you to share your word. Whether you're sharing it to your audience, on your social accounts, please tag me in it. Share it to your stories, tag me in it. If you want to respond to this video, drop it down below. I'd love to see what your word is for 2026 and what you're going to do with it. I pray that whatever word you choose, that it brings you clarity, that it brings you peace, that it brings you closer to God, that you feel refreshed with it, and that God uses it to bless your life in ways that you never even thought about yet. I'd love for you to follow the Living Her Legacy podcast. I love for you, if you feel like you want to watch a little bit more vlog style, go ahead and join our YouTube channel. It's Josh and Jill on the Hill. I'm going to be posting my podcast there as well, as I'm trying to grow that channel, and I just want to show myself as a multifaceted person over there. We do travel vlogs, but also like I'm going to be adding this podcast in as well. So definitely subscribe either place so you can walk this year with me. I think that would be really fun. Y'all come back now.